What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour on 990 WBOB. I'm Brian Costa, joined alongside by Matthew Carvalho in our Sprout co-working studios. Matt, how you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm living the dream, Brian, as always.
Absolutely, Matt. Listen, we got a great show in store for all of you guys tonight. We'll get into it pretty soon. But first off, we just want to say that we're going to have on head women's basketball coach Lynne-Ann Kokoski, women's basketball player Maranda Nyborg, and head men's basketball coach Jamie and Christian to give you everything around the America East hoop circuit for this past week. It's going to be an exciting episode. Matt, I know you're going to be kind of busy during this episode, so I do just want to throw to you first, have you talk a little bit about your experience. I know you actually just came back from Bryant's, traveling out to UAlbany to go watch Bryant men's basketball. Just give me your breakdown from what you saw out there.
Yeah, no, it was quite the trip. Beautiful trip, by the way. Albany Drive, it's really nice. But no, went to the game to go check that one out, and look, it was not the result expected. A 25-point defeat for the Bryant Bulldogs. And look, it was just you look at it, it's an all-around dominant effort from UAlbany, and I look at it from that way that this is a UAlbany team that is really going to be a force to be reckoned with in the America East, and that's you talk post game with Coach Killings, and he said that was a big win that they needed, and that sort of effort to be continuing to move as some sort of not to say juggernaut, but a big force to be reckoned with throughout the America East, and that's kind of what I took away from it. This is a team that's going to be around for this season.
Absolutely. It was good to see that you were able to make it out there and check on the game to do some reporting out there. So we really appreciate all the hard work you did out there. And, we'll talk a little bit later about that game with Coach Christian towards the end of this program around 8:40. But Matt, first things first, we're actually going to welcome in our first guest of the evening. They are brought to you by the Sprout Co-working phone lines for all your co-working needs, large or small. Visit sproutcoworking.com. Our first guest of the evening is head women's basketball coach Lynne-Ann Kokoski. Her team is off to a 4-0 start in America East Conference play and just earned two big wins over UMass Lowell and UAlbany last week. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you having us.
Absolutely. Coach, obviously, congratulations on the win this week. Congratulations on this start. We'll just start tonight with your opening thoughts from the week.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a great week for our Bryant women's team. Really stepped up to the challenge. Our first road game against UMass Lowell, executed game plan to a T, which was great. And then a very, very, well-coached, hard-fought Albany team, on our home floor. And the girls believed they could, and we did. So really proud of them for that effort. Again, just really buying into game plan and understanding the assignment.
Yeah. For you guys, to start kind of with the Lowell game, you had a really big veteran presence for you guys really show out in that one with Mimi Rubino and Maranda Nyborg combining for 41 points. It was incredible to see what they've done. Now, obviously, they didn't start initially with your program. They transferred in here last year, coming from different places. But it's interesting kind of the dynamic that they've been able to build up together. Just in your mind, just talk about how special it's been to see them kind of come in here and be able to, have that kind of chemistry at this point in their careers.
Yeah, those two came in here and, really want to help, me and us turn this program around. And they certainly have, both coming from a little bit higher levels and, had some really, really good experience and know how to win. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people underestimate. When you look at that transfer portal, do these players understand what it takes to win? And, Mimi Rubino's won a championship before at Fairfield. And, Maranda Nyborg came from Fordham with a long, long history of winning. And that says a lot. And they've brought those winning ways and that toughness and that mindset to Bryant women's basketball. So really appreciative of them.
Yeah, for you guys with them coming over here, being transfers, sometimes it's not always just about the type of production you're going to get on the court. It's about the character of the player that you're bringing in, having them get brought in. With this team and just how special has it been the fact that, the other girls in this team, especially maybe some of the ones that have been here from maybe day one, how special is it the fact that they have earned that trust for them to know that they can go out and, really perform in these games?
Yeah, I think, Miranda and Mimi, it didn't take them very long to kind of settle in. And then you do have your day ones, Nia Scott, Mia Mancini, and Martina Boba. So those five right there, really kind of elevated this program together. and they want to do something special. And that's what's been really, really neat about the dynamic of those guys.
Yeah. After what ended up being a fairly convincing win for you guys on that Thursday, you guys had about 36 hours or so to kind of turn around and get ready for a UAlbany game that was really a grind for you guys the entire way. Just talk about what it was like for you guys to be able to flip that switch and get onto them on such short notice.
Yeah, I think, with us being such a veteran group, it's been really nice to be able to turn the page rather quickly. I always tell them they get to enjoy it for the rest of the evening, or they get to be mad about it and a loss for the rest of the evening. And then we turn the page, and that's what I think has really helped us tremendously with having a veteran group. But yeah, I mean, to go to kind of two different basketball teams on Thursday to Saturday, Albany, a really physical, tough, just a lot of long history of winning. They know how to win, well coached, and I give a lot of credit to our players for being able to turn the page on that.
Yeah, like you said, talking about the day ones in that one, that's where they shined. Nia Scott and Mia Mancini had excellent performances in that one. Nia Scott had the double-double, and then Mia had 15 points of her own. For you, just again, how valuable has it been for this team to be able to win in different ways? The fact that you can go out to UAlbany and have, or go out to UMass Lowell rather, and have that kind of a convincing win, and then come back home and really grind it out with the UAlbany team. And then on the other side of it, you're having maybe two different styles of offense really prevail for you guys in that one. Just talk about how special that's been for you guys.
Yeah, and I keep saying it. You go back to contribution versus credit. They really, really cheer for one another. They don't care who gets the credit. It could be your night, it could be your half, it could be quarter to quarter. And I think they've really bought into that, and really supporting each other and being there for one another. This especially this veteran group, this starting five, they have a lot of chemistry. They've learned how to play off of each other. And so that's special. That's special.
Yeah.
You don't find that a lot.
Yeah. For you guys, I know towards the end of that game, there ended up being UAlbany ended up getting a late chance when they when a three kind of came available there. Just talk about for what you guys are going to try to maybe look towards to cleaning up some of those situations like that later on down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk, the next day in film, whether it's learning clips, whether it's really good stuff, winning plays, and it's definitely was talked about. But, you can't be perfect all the time,
Yeah.
and you use these games just to build on. And, we talk a lot about adjustments, what we have to do, even though we won, we're going to see them again. And, obviously in a really tough venue at their place. So, can always learn from mistakes that we made. But, I think the hustle plays, the winning plays, just the celebrations, the camaraderie that we have amongst our team, really helps us carry us through these big wins here.
Mm-hmm. You guys currently have the number one, you are currently ranked number one overall in the America East standings at this moment at 4-0. Obviously that you guys came into this year with the goal to compete for championships and compete at a extremely high level. And, the league knew that with you guys, being initially ranking you guys third to enter the year with this, standard that you guys have set early on. How do you guys keep that momentum moving forward and, keep at it?
Well, there's a whole lot of season left, Brian.
Yeah.
So we're not even talking about that yet. The league standings don't mean anything at this current time. It's one day at a time. Let's have a good practice today. Let's get better tomorrow. And again, it's the task at hand. We're not getting ahead of ourselves by any means. And again, I credit, our veterans for that, because I think they understand that part of it. In order to be special, you have to do things. Consistency wins.
Mm-hmm. You guys now go on a road trip to UMBC before coming home to face NJIT this week. Just give me some of your keys going into this week for that.
A huge game of rebounding and taking care of the basketball. We're going to see a lot of different defenses down at UMBC, a lot of pressure, try to turn you up, turn you over. So just, understanding that, finding our composure, and then a very good NJIT team coming in here on Saturday, can really shoot the ball from the three-point mark. So going to have to defend that. They've got a lot of big-time scorers as well in their roster. So just managing that, trying to keep those guys at bay. So again, two teams that can really, score the ball, one high-pressure team. And again, just got to defend.
Absolutely. The Bulldogs will take on the Retrievers at Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena in Baltimore this Thursday. Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time. We wish you the best of luck this week.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Take care, Coach.
See ya.
All right, that was head women's basketball coach Lynne-Ann Kokoski previewing her team's upcoming week against UMBC and NJIT. Now, obviously, like Coach said, it's still such an early season. You really don't know what you're going to get just yet. But again, it's been incredibly impressive to see what this Bryant team has done, both through the non-conference and conference play. You know, the fact that they are able to have multiple identities on offense, on defense, that they can have someone like sometimes it's Nia Scott, maybe it's Maranda Nyborg making plays down low. You have different, you have different combinations of guard play that can do great things for you. And it all does seem like they're able to, they're all willing to, play different roles each night to get the job done in that specific game, which I think is very, that speaks a lot to this team and what they're going to be able to do moving forward. I'm really excited to see what this group has, as we continue down the stretch of this season. It's going to be a fun, next couple months as we kind of move into it. So really looking forward to that there. Excited to see what they'll do with that. But Matt, we're going to head off to commercial real quick. When we're back, we're going to be joined alongside by Maranda Nyborg of the women's basketball team. Don't go anywhere. It's Kostiw and Carvalho on 990 WBOB. Welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour on 990 WBOB. Brian Kostiw, Matt Carvalho in the Sprout Co-working Studios. Before we get to our next guest, we just want to say that tonight's broadcasts are brought to you from Sprout Co-working for all your co-working needs. Large meetings, office for a day, working remotely, events, or just trying to get away from the distractions at home. Sprout Co-working in Providence, Rhode Island is the place for you. The official co-working home of 990 WBOB. Now joining us on the Bryant Bulldog Sports Hour for our next segment on the Sprout Co-working Expert Hotline is Maranda Nyborg from the Bryant women's basketball team. Miranda, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
Hi, Brian. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Miranda. Glad to have you on the show today. First of all, congratulations to a great start for you guys in America East Conference play. 4-0 is an incredible start for you guys. Just give me your thoughts from this past week in general, and just how this start has been for y'all.
Yeah, I think it's just been really exciting for us. Obviously, taking it one day at a time and trying to enjoy each little victory with practice and games and all of that. But this is something that we've always wanted to do and wanted to keep stacking these wins together. So hopefully we can keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely. For you specifically, obviously a 20-point outing against UMass Lowell and some great performances in conference play to start. Just, what has been going well for you in particular lately?
Well, for me, it's my last go around, so really can't leave anything left on the table. But I think we're all just really working well together. It's easy when you have so many good people around you, and can help you get to your spots. So I think that's been something that's been really helpful. And just obviously, like you said with Coach, we have a lot of different options. So just having that also makes my job a bit easier too, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. For you guys, I know that this is, like you said, it being your last go around. Just for you, just how, for you when putting that into perspective, what does that kind of look like for you when you're just going out there on the court trying to compete night in and night out?
Yeah, I think obviously super bittersweet. It's my 6th year, so obviously been around for a little bit, but I
Yeah.
think this place is super special for me. Have a lot of great teammates around me, so obviously very exciting to be able to get through this conference play and be able to face really good people every night. But obviously taking it one day at a time, try not to rush too far ahead.
Yeah, for you, I know that, specifically kind of getting a chance to come in here and make your mark here, playing here the past 2 years, it's been incredibly special for you. Just what kind of, I guess, initially really, put Bryant on the radar for you when you were in the transfer portal?
I was recruited by Coach Lynn when she was at William and Mary, so I had a prior relationship with her before, when I was in high school. And then just terms in recruiting process when I was leaving my old school, I just loved the way Coach Lynn was wanting to take the program in a different direction and kind of the sights and the goals that she had set. It was something I really wanted to be a part of, and being around great people is obviously a big plus too.
Mm-hmm. In that UMass Lowell game, it was a really veteran-led win for you guys. It was you and Mimi Rubino, 2 transfers who came in during the same time and had a chance to really make an impact together. For you guys, I know obviously maybe you didn't start playing basketball at the same time here together, but you guys come in and have a chance to really make an impact here. Just talk about that, what it's been like building that chemistry with her, in this time here.
Yeah, obviously, Mimi's a really good friend of mine off the court as well, so that makes things a lot easier for us on the court too. But we kind of came with similar intentions. We wanted to help build this program and win a championship. So for us, we've always had that mutual drive. And obviously, being the same grade, same program, really good friends off the court, that helps us a lot too. So just really wanting to like stick together our last year, and doing the best that we can with it.
Yeah, absolutely. For you now, obviously, I talked about your chemistry with Mimi, but
Yeah,
also getting a chance to work down low with someone like Nia Scott and having
yeah.
a good tandem of you guys down there. Just talk about what it's been like, the two of you being able to really be a force down low.
Yeah, honestly, such a pleasure being with Nia. She makes my job a whole heck of a lot easier. And I know that if it's not my night, it's gonna be hers, and vice versa. We know we have each other's back, and no matter what, I feel like we always have a great chemistry, and we kind of had since the beginning. We kind of just were able to click pretty easily. But obviously, having someone that skilled and rebounding offensively, all of that kind of stuff, just having someone in the post that can have your back like that is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. For the fact that you guys have been able to do that is incredibly special. And kind of like you said, the fact that, if it's, someone's night, who, regardless of whose night, you guys are going to be willing to go out there and support each other. It's been really interesting with this group, especially because you guys have been able to win in a variety of different ways. I guess just for you guys, what does that look like maybe when, maybe if it is your night, if it isn't your night, like how has the group, I guess, responded to that, with all the depth that you've had and the ability to win in different ways? How has the group kind of responded to that?
Yeah, I think our big thing this year has been contribution over credit. So kind of finding ways, well, if it's not your night offensively, how else can you contribute to the team? Whether it's cheering, playing defense, doing all the little things. And I think we're all pretty bought into that. We know that if it's not your night, someone else is going to pick up the slack on the other end. And whatever you can do to get out there and put your best effort, as I think where kind of our mindset is, it's like we really want to show up for one another. And it doesn't matter who gets the credit. We're all super happy for each other, regardless of how the outcome comes for you personally, because at the end of the day, it's about all of us rather than individuals.
Sure. For you guys now, obviously, you guys got a key win over UAlbany this weekend. For you guys, I know that they were in the America East Championship last year's and finished as the runner-up. You guys were predicted initially to be third in the preseason poll, and you guys have, really performed well to start. Just talk about what it's been like for you guys being able to build on some of these early games and especially take down some teams that have been, really at the forefront of the league.
Yeah, I think for us, that's been awesome. We know some of the girls here haven't been able to beat Albany yet. So for us, that was a nice win to be able to get that under our belt. But we know obviously conference is a long season. So gives us a little bit of confidence going forward, but knowing that we still have to stack some days together and practice and all of that. But yeah, it's a great win for us and a great move for us going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. As you guys do look to move forward, I was talking with Coach Lynn. You guys play at UMBC this Thursday before coming back home to face NJIT. I guess just talk about what you guys are gonna, how you guys are gonna go prepare for that game. I know it's, pretty much your first travel trip of the season. I know you guys went up to Lowell, but that was kind of a day trip. Just kind of talk about what's going to go into that as you guys prepare for that one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna attack the games and practice every way the same. For us, it's always gonna come down to defense and rebounding. So I think obviously taking care of what we need to take care of there. And our mindset, obviously our first road trip, super exciting for us. We've been at campus for a long time for winter break, so it'll be fun to get on the road and play somewhere new. And I think it's a really great opportunity for us to try to perform well on the road and just do what we need to do.
I was about to say, being at campus at this time of year, I know
Yeah.
it's the winter time. I've heard different people on the men's side talk about it, and it's kind of an interesting time of year because typically it's the only time of the year where you guys don't have school going on,
Yeah.
and you're able to actually go there and play games. Just talk about how special how special a time that is for you guys, where maybe the academic aspect of it you don't have to worry about as much, and you can just focus on your craft.
Yeah, I think it helps us a lot, obviously having some of that academic stress off, but also like as a team wise, a lot more time for us to hang out together and do things that normally we can't do while school's going on because we're usually super busy. So very different not having people on campus, but also at the same time, really cool experiences for us to be able to hang out and do all that kind of stuff.
And obviously, with this being your sixth go around, you're used to when that kind of starts back up again. But how is that kind of for you early in your college career? Maybe adjusting to that, having to deal with that, when the school kind of does start to get going again.
Yeah, I think obviously it's an adjustment, learning how to manage your time, especially being on the road so much and having different swings of being at home, being away for a long time. But after a while, you honestly just learn to adjust and get stuff done on the road, do your homework on the bus. And we have a lot of great academic people at both schools I've been to, a lot of great people that are willing to help you out. So I think in that terms, it's obviously this is the bulk of our season right now and pretty heavily focused on that. But also, obviously, school comes first. So that's very important for us too.
Absolutely. Well, Miranda, we wish you guys the best of luck in those games coming up, and we'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, Miranda.
Bye.
All right, that was Maranda Nyborg of the Bryant women's basketball team joining us here. Matt, I know we're going to go to commercial real quick, but just did want to say that Miranda has been an excellent addition to this team since she came over from Fordham. Really looking forward to see what she continues to do for this team in her last go around here. You kind of saw it last year with the Bryant on the men's side, where you had a very veteran-led team, and good things were able to happen for them towards the end of that season. So looking forward to see what goes down there. But well, we're going to head off to a quick commercial break. When we're back, I just got word that head men's basketball coach Jamie and Christian is not going to be here for the final segment of the show. He unfortunately was not able to attend it, but in his place, we're going to have assistant men's basketball coach Harley Fuller. We're going to break down the game this past week of games with him and kind of move forward from there. So looking forward to talking with Coach Fuller coming out of the break. But from 990 WBOB, it's Kostiw and Carvalho. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour on 990 WBOB. Brian Kostiw, Matt Carvalho with you on Monday night. As we said before the break, unfortunately, I got word that head men's basketball coach Jamie and Christian is not going to be available for tonight's show. He is out dealing with a personal matter at the moment. So coming up in a few moments, we're going to have associate head coach Harley Fuller join us. We're going to break down the team's games against UMass, Lowell, and UAlbany this week and talk about that. As Matt said in the opening, he had a chance to go to the UAlbany game and get his reactions from that. Obviously was not the result Bryant was hoping for in that one, falling by 20 plus points in that game. I think that for Bryant, this was definitely a shot of adversity that they're going to have to face as they continue throughout the stretch of this regular season. UAlbany, to be fair, is a very good team. Dwayne Killings has put together a great roster, so they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And with this being, a good test on the road for them, it'll be interesting to see how it looks the next time around. I will say this, for Bryant, this is now going to be a week of how do you respond. I think that coming out of the UMass Lowell game, it's tough to make adjustments like that on the fly, especially with such a young team and go into a UAlbany thing on the road and have to really make those adjustments. That's tough to really make that switch. Now that you have a week of practice and that you're going to have that kind of going into it, I'm now going to be curious, how is this going to look? I think that for them, they have a chance now to, go down to go and face a UMBC team. And, listen, Coach Jim Ferry puts together great rosters, and they played Bryant incredibly close in their 3 contests last season. And, even though Bryant was able to get the better of them in the America East quarterfinals, that's because one of Coach Ferry's best players didn't play in that game. And I think that UMBC should not be taken lightly. I think that their non-conference play and how they performed in it is indicative of the team that they're going to be this year. So it's going to be a good test for them. And then NJIT as well. I mean, going on the road to Newark and having to face them on, the Monday and go through all that. That's going to be a test in and of itself, too, because I know that they've gotten 2 good wins over UNH and Binghamton, who, again, a Binghamton team that only lost to Vermont by 1. So this is going to be a very interesting week for the Bulldogs, I think, kind of figuring out where they stack up in the America East Conference. Before we do get to Coach Fuller, though, I do want to say that I read an interesting article from our very own Tom Harkness. He posted it to the Vault Network, and it was talking about Bryant's three-point philosophy. And, after talking to Coach Christian earlier in the season, he was saying that the team wants to shoot maybe about 51% of their shots from 3, hoping to convert on those. And that was going to be a key identity for this offense. Tom Harkness's article was talking about basically how that's kind of been an Achilles heel, unfortunately, that, Bryant has been focused very much on the 3-pointer. So we'll have to see how it all looks from there. So looking forward to kind of going forward with that. But now joining us for the before we get to our final guest, we just want to tell you to join the WBOB team this winter, watching the Bryant Bulldogs at the Chase Athletic Center. Single game tickets are now on sale at BryantTickets.com. For more on the Bulldogs, listen right here on 990 WBOB. And our final guest of the evening on the Sprout Co-working Expert Hotline is Harley Fuller of the Bryant men's basketball team. Coach Fuller, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely, Coach. We'll just start with your opening reactions, from this past week, and just kind of get into that.
Certainly a tough week for us in terms of results, but I think we continue to learn a lot about our team, continue to grow in a lot of different areas, and we just you chop it up for what it is, and you come back this coming Thursday, and you get ready for the next matchup. The America East is a quality conference with a lot of very good coaches and programs, so we just got to continue to prepare and continue to conform to be the best version of ourselves, and we'll be ready for Thursday.
Absolutely. When you guys kind of started in the UAlbany game, I know UAlbany got up early. You guys were able to claw back and make it a 7-point game at the half. Coming out of the half, I know you guys struggled, only were able to get 12 points in that second half. Just what, in your mind, contributed to some of those breakdowns there?
I think it was interesting is I think we really generated some quality shots, even to open the game that just didn't drop for us early on. And we're able to go on a little bit of a run. Tim Radusky was incredible in that run for us. Being America East Rookie of the Week, you saw him, rightfully receive that award. So that was great to see. And then as that second half started, we had a couple of turnovers that, we don't characteristically have. And, we weren't able to. We pushed forward, generated some great shots. I thought our defense held strong for a long time, and ultimately, regardless of the shots that we were getting in that game, we just weren't able to knock them down. Sometimes it's a make or miss game at times, and we'll continue to work to make those shots next time.
Absolutely. You mentioned Tim getting that America East Rookie of the Week honor. Obviously, for him, he's been a dynamic part of this offense all season long. The fact that he's been able to come in here as a freshman and be as effective as he has is incredibly impressive. Just how important has he been for you guys, and will continue to be, I guess, for the rest of this season? Just talk about your thoughts on him thus far.
I mean, first of all, Tim's a very hard worker. This stuff doesn't come, by coincidence. He's a guy that spends a lot of time in the gym. He scores at all three levels. He's a difficult matchup for a lot of different teams. And I think that was on full display over the course of that UAlbany game. And honestly, it has been all season. He's been very good for us against a lot of different teams. But, especially in that first half of the UAlbany game, he was able to score in the post on some nice moves in the post on some smaller defenders, really got it going from the outside and, gave us a great spark. So, he's got to continue to work like he has been. And he's seen some good results from a personal standpoint. And he's pushing his team to continue to be at our best. And that's all we can really ask from him right now. And, we're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, as you guys go into this week, obviously, I was saying before you joined that for you guys, obviously, it's kind of tough maybe sometimes to make those adjustments with only maybe 36 hours between a Thursday and Saturday game. Now with, maybe 3 or so days of practice heading into the UMBC game, I guess, what has been maybe some points of emphasis with the team this week?
We're very Coach Christian's very routine oriented. So, everything's very regimented and calculated. And, we're going to focus on, on the early part of the week, we focus on ourselves and how can we continue to grow. Certainly getting a ton of shots up and continue to improve our offense and focusing on some details in film session with our defense. So early on in this week, as we build towards Thursday, like I said, we're very focused on ourselves and how we can continue to find little advantages. And, we have a quality opponent on Thursday in UMBC, some very talented guard play that I'm very familiar with a few of the players on their team as well, and as our staff. And we'll dive into them tomorrow. Will be our first day to really spend a ton of time on them, and we'll start to get our guys ready. But it's going to be a great test for us, another great opportunity for us to come out and be our best and show who we are as a program. And our guys are going to be ready for their opponent.
For you guys, with this being a younger team, how do you guys kind of as a staff, I guess, help them through some of this early adversity that you guys have seen in the conference slate?
I mean, it's really all about growth. Early on in the year, we played a great non-conference schedule. So, we kind of took our lumps early and played against some quality opponents. We took a group of 8 or 9 freshmen here and took them on the road to, again, UConn and Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech, obviously, and really threw them into the fire. And as a result, you're forced to learn and grow. You lose some of those games, but, you gain valuable experience that, I think is, something that's going to be really important as we, go down the line here. But you certainly have to find the little victories, within those games. And, you could focus on, you can certainly focus on the score and allow yourself not to grow. But, we choose to go the other route and really find things that we've been successful with. Again, Tim is one player that you spoke a lot about. We've had, numerous freshmen on our team earn the all rookie award. So, I think that's a positive sign for us, in terms of what we can do collectively, not just individually. So, kind of to your question, it's challenging to continue to push, for some of these guys. They're learning through all of this though. And, we're better today than we were yesterday. And, we're going to continue to improve, and, we're going to be a tough out in March with how hard these young men continue to work and be positive. That this team really has a connection. And, again, I don't think we haven't played our best basketball yet. And we don't have to be playing our best basketball yet at this point. We'd like to, certainly have a few more wins in that column, but those things are going to come as long as we continue to grow and improve. And kudos to our guys really to continue every single day they come in there. The day after our game on the road at UAlbany, those guys are in there working out, pushing each other, continuing to find ways to improve, trying to watch more film. That's what we have to continue to do. So, and I think this group has an opportunity. Coach Christian pushes this group to be, the best they can be every single day. And that's something he's done, his entire career. And our staff is going to continue to do that as well. So, but again, these guys, are resilient. They continue to push forward. And, we continue to have, we're going to get those positive results down the road here as we push forward and keep getting better.
Absolutely. For you guys, when I was kind of looking back on the game, I've had a chance to talk to Coach Christian. I know that he's been very heavily in favor of the 3-point philosophy with you guys trying to shoot a large volume of your shots from three. I know in some of these games, maybe they have been falling for you guys. I guess maybe what has been kind of the discussions with you guys, and has there been a change in the philosophy? Are you guys kind of just trying to create maybe more quality shots? I know he's talked a lot about shot quality. I guess what is kind of the next steps, I guess, for you with that?
Certainly shot quality is an important thing for us. And, I think, 3-point shooting is always going to be a huge part of what we do. We did it at I was with Coach Christian at both Mount St. Mary's and Siena, and a huge part of our identity. I think it's the ultimate equalizer as we continue to move on with this season. I think it's all about the quality of shots that we continue to generate. And, certainly as you spoke to the UAlbany game, the scoring column doesn't necessarily show that we're getting the type of quality shots that, that we're trying to get. We were able to really generate a high percentage of quality shots. And again, as we move forward, our shot distribution can change, as a result of, Keegan and Ash in the post and these guys that have continued to, to grow as players. But I think the 3-point shooting is always going to continue to be something that's part of who we are and our identity. We certainly do. We have a great group of 3-point shooters on our team, despite, what the box score says sometimes. But analytically, that's something that's always been a huge part of what we've done. There's different things than the analytics than just the box score. It's how many of those great top of the key threes can we get for, Keegan Harvey? How many open threes can we continue to get for Ty Tabalis, who's, had a rough stretch shooting the basketball as of late. And, Tim, obviously, as you spoke on, he's been special for us lately. It's all about taking the right shots, for our team, and we're going to continue to push forward. And, if we can continue to generate the looks that, Coach Christian has our players work for every single game, I believe those results are going to continue to come, and as does our whole locker room, so that's what it's all about. We have a great belief in what we do, and Coach Christian's vision for this program, and we're gonna keep working on the right things every single day, and down the road we're going to continue to see those results continue to grow in a positive direction, and until then we're going to keep that positive mindset and keep being here for these young men as we go on this journey.
For you, absolutely. For you guys, with having that kind of intel with analytics, how do you guys, I guess, how has it been with you guys communicating that to the players and saying like, hey, here's the vision for you guys, and this is how you're going to be successful, like with it, like even if things aren't maybe looking like that, just talk about that, just really quickly.
One more time, you broke up a little bit there for me. Can you ask that question one more time?
Oh, just talking about like translating from analytics to getting that buy-in from the players.
Oh yeah. So the great thing about analytics is it's all backed by great information and detail. Certainly shot quality is a huge thing for us, something that the analytics tell us a lot about as well. But, analytically for players, it's as simple as, how many quality shots, with our players did we generate in this game? We were able to shoot. We go through good shot, bad shot is something that we talked about today as a team. And if we continue to generate 70% of our shots, we believe are good shots for what we're trying to generate, we're in a good place. And we continue to up that number, to 80%, 90%. And we're working on those shots every single day. I mean, again, we believe those are going to go in, and we believe in our players. Every time we step on the floor, they're going to be able to make those. But, for our coaching staff, certainly it goes a little bit deeper than that. And, our offense is set up to get high percentage shots. We're huge on the player development piece here as a program. So we can tell you, Quincy Allen, makes 64% of his threes from this spot, but only 33% of his threes from this spot. So, Coach Christian, the offensive guru that he is going to make sure that the majority of, Quincy Allen's shots come from that right wing. So, certainly our players have a great, have some insight on those details, and we talk about them with each player. But our offense is built around those analytics and understanding that we have to put those guys in a position to be successful game in, game out, and we try to do that every time we step on the floor.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we wish you guys the best of luck against UMBC and NJIT. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you so much. Go Dogs.
All right, take care, Coach. All right, that was Associate Head Coach Harley Fuller. We have to head off to a quick commercial break. Brian Costa, Matt Carvalho will be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour. Final minutes here on the show. Just wanted to thank our guests for the evening, Coach Lynne-Ann Kokoski, Maranda Nyborg, and Associate Head Coach Harley Fuller. It was great to have all those guests on the show today. Really looked forward to talking with all of them. So it was great to have them on. Thank you to Matt Carvalho in studio for manning the ones and twos. We really appreciate it. Really looking forward to seeing what these Bryant teams are going to do later on down the stretch. It's been a great run for women's basketball to start. Men's basketball will look to get back on track this week against UMBC and NJIT. I'll be at the NJIT covering that game, so it'll be good to talk with Coach Christian following that one, and hopefully we'll get a chance to have him on the show following that game. So looking forward to it. There's going to be some great America East action coming up soon, so can't wait for that. So, Matt, we're going to sign off, though, I know in the next couple minutes, but just wanted to thank you for all of your hard work. Some great stuff happening right now in Bryant athletics. Obviously, it's the middle of the winter right now, so not a lot of stuff happening on campus. Still a couple weeks until students are back on campus, but really exciting stuff there. So, Matt, I just wanted to say, if you guys have not followed or not subscribed to the show yet, we post episodes of this show to 990wbob.com as well as bryantbulldogs.com. We also post the podcast version to Spotify on my Down to the Wire pages, as well as my own YouTube channel. We're looking to expand that, I think, as we continue to go from there, but it's been really good, so can't wait to see what we do from there. But Matt, I know it's 8:56. We're going to have to sign off now, so I just want to thank everyone for tuning into the show. From the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour, I'm Brian Costa, joined alongside by Matt Carvalho. We'll see you guys next week. Take care and peace out.